All right, well, let's move on and see how Twitter did react to the game last night. There was a tweet there that I liked from the account, so hopefully we can bring that one up.
Oh, there's a lot of liked ones, so we'll see.
Cool.
Squawker says, Dejan Kulusevski for Juventus this season, 27 games, 2 goals. Dejan Kulusevski for Tottenham this season, 6 games, 2 goals, already matched his Juve total for the campaign.
Yeah.
And that's very positive because obviously he was struggling a bit, wasn't he, Juve? That's why they're willing to let him go. A lot of the people saying he was slow and whatever, this and that. But the fact that he's already matched his total for Juventus this season, maybe showing that we can already get more out of him that Juventus were able to get out of him this season.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Look, I think that when Allegri came into Juventus, it changed a lot for him because I think he was getting to grips with it the season before at Juventus and actually had quite a good output. But since Allegri's come in, it hasn't really worked for him, and apparently Allegri didn't really think he suited his system. So he's come into Tottenham and he's completely hit the ground running, and I'm loving every second of it. He's proper ice cold as well.
I just think the position we play him is probably perfect for him, because he can be central and he can be out wide and he can kind of just float in between, and it's pretty good. What's it called? David Ellis says, my son's only been to City away plus Leeds away. I'm starting to think I might have to pay him to go to all the away matches. It's not a bad thing. Tottenham Tears, Premier League all-time top goal scorers. Harry Kane now up to 7th, 174, 1 behind Thierry Henry, 3 behind Frank Lampard. Definitely, he's only 10 behind Sergio Aguero as well. He's starting to catch up. But yeah, look, what was he? He's 86 away from 86 away from Alan Shearer.
He will be the Premier League's top goal scorer.
If he stays at Tottenham, he doesn't move abroad, he'll smash
it. If he stays in the Premier League, never mind Tottenham.
I'm saying he stays in the Premier League, 100%. No question about it. He's still only 28. He'll be 29 in the summer, but he doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon. It's not like
he's speeding up, if anything.
It's not like as soon as you hit 30, there's like a magical spell that makes you get worse. As I've said, look at Lewandowski, like he's been improving with age.
Yeah.
Like, it can happen.
And
Benzema is unbelievable. He's 34, 35. Ronaldo's 37. Still, like, I know he's not the best at the moment, but he's still doing a decent level. So Kane has got time, man. I don't think he's going to start slowing down until his mid-30s. I've said that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're looking at probably 32, 33, something like that. Maybe even more.
Well, it could even be more. Look, Lewandowski's 34 at the moment. Like, the thing is with Kane, he takes really good care of himself, and that's the most important thing. The extra inch says, I like Kulusevski Doherty combinations in terms of attacking phase. Doherty was very good at making runs in behind to arrive in space. Kulusevski good at finding runners, but there's an obvious issue that there's a lack of recovery pace, although Romero is excellent at covering, though.
Yeah, it's actually a good point because I was thinking that a little bit yesterday during the game. I thought Romero had a stellar game, mopping up everything, but I thought Doherty and Kulu... it was hard for them to get back when they were so high up the pitch.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying Romero's crucial on that right-hand side, because he gives a bit more confidence that he's able to handle whatever. If they are caught out of possession, he's able to handle that, and that maybe gives license to Doherty to get that bit further forward. But yeah, there might be a bit of a lack of recovery pace. Maybe against better opposition, we might get caught out a few more times, so we've got to watch out for that.
And that shows you the need to upgrade our right wing-back spot. Like, just because he's had one good game doesn't mean anything.
No, agreed. Jermaine Genus says, I don't want to hear anyone anymore talk about Harry Kane dropping deep as a problem. What a player.
He is so Spurs, Jermaine Genus. I love it.
But he's right. Like, people, like, especially, I don't know if it was the beginning of the season or last season, people always look at Kane dropping deep and say, oh, he drops too deep. He's not high enough in the pitch. Like, is that complete myth now? No one can say that.
Well, I mean, Conte himself said it, didn't he? Like, he wants to see Kane stick in the box.
Maybe he didn't realise how good he is.
And now he's the one that's probably maybe not getting the most out of him essentially, but he's playing him centrally, dropping deep, and we're thriving off it.
Yeah, dropping even deeper probably than he was under Mourinho, almost like a centre mid. But yeah, I think it's definitely not a problem.
I think at the moment he's the best playmaker in the league.
He is. I think his passing range is ridiculous. Every time it's accurate. I can't remember the last time he misplaced a pass.
Yeah.
He literally doesn't misplace them. And not only does he not misplace them, every time he passes forward into an attacking area, it always creates a chance. It's always like a really dangerous pass. He's brilliant.
Every time we went forward yesterday, it looked like it had the feeling that we were going to score. And Kane was central to all of that yesterday.
And
he was
how many
literally the
times?
hub of the team yesterday, controlling everything.
How many times have you said that recently as
Yeah.
well? It's been a feature of our play.
Definitely.
Lee McQueen with the heart emojis for Kane and Son after breaking the record. There's another picture of the greatest Tottenham Hotspur putting that out. Brilliant. I love that picture as well with Kane and Son. Just Juve, big up to him. Gran Mbappe, he says, not a lot of people understood how strong he was. As I always say, better a happy player somewhere else than a sad player in our club. Continue like this, Kulusevski.
Love
He
that.
still believes in him.
Love that.
And he's clearly happy for Kulu doing well at Tottenham. Jamie Carragher says, Harry Kane's passing, fire. Statman Dave says Heung-min Son now directly contributed to 15 plus goals in 6 consecutive Premier League seasons. This season he's now got 10 goals and 5 assists. Remarkable consistency from one of the Premier League's best attackers.
Absolutely. And Son, I don't like the stats that Son's pulled out this season doesn't suggest what I'm about to say, but I don't think he's having his best season, but the stats completely back up that he's having a good season again this season. I think that sometimes he can go a bit missing in games this season, but he's always pulling through with the goals and the assists. So credit to Sonny because he's having another great seation, to be honest.
Yeah, and especially at the beginning of the season when we weren't playing well under Nuno, he kind of just stepped up a bit and was able to drag a few things. And that's what helped us get a few wins, even when we were playing awfully at the beginning of the season. So, yeah, look, he's on 10 goals now, 13 games left in the Premier League. Hopefully he can hit at least 15.
Yeah, you would expect so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And then Umir, a quote tweeted that says, social media discourse has people calling Son a purple patch player. It's a disgrace, wildly underrated, one of the finest to grace the league.
Absolutely. Come on, Sonny.
Yeah, definitely right. Dejan Kulusevski in the Premier League so far, 5 games, 3 starts, 2 goals, 1 assist, 1.6 key passes per 90, 2.2 successful dribbles and 1.4 tackles. So far, so good.
He's such a clever player, Decky, isn't he? Because he's so aware of his space. He's so aware, and he's so kind of good at getting past players, even without speed. It's just pure technical ability.
Yeah, and he does a lot of the thinking in his brain rather than with his legs and running and stuff like that, which makes a difference. Matt Doherty with the tweet saying back on track, Spurs official, and you can see how much it meant to him getting that goal yesterday. I think there was a lot of relief there as well, wasn't there, with that because he came to Tottenham as a very offensive fullback, hasn't been able to show that, and has that. Obviously, this is his first goal as well, and I think it meant a lot to him to get that monkey off his back.
Yeah, definitely, and I think a lot of people were happy with him yesterday because he comes under a lot of criticism from us, from the fan base, and rightly so. So all we want is what's the best for Tottenham Hotspur, and he provided that yesterday.
He did. The deadliest duo in Premier League history, Heung-min Son and Harry Kane combined to break the all-time Premier League goal combinations record. And there you have it, 37 goal combinations. And Tottenham actually posted a video of every single combination they've done earlier today.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, I gave that a watch. Very good combinations. The only thing they're missing is trophies, unfortunately. I think everyone else on that list has a lot of trophies, and they don't. But
From Anderton and Sheringham.
That's probably true as well. the other one is Tottenham as well, Anderton and Sheringham. But I also think I'm pretty sure out of all those combinations, the Kane-Son one is the most equitable, where they kind of share the goals each. Yeah. The other ones is very heavily weighted.
Drogba and Lampard.
No, it was very much Lampard to Drogba in that combination.
But Lampard did. Oh right, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this one it's quite even between Kane and Son in terms of goals. Perfect reaction, Ryan Sessegnon, and that's another player who we have to give credit to because 3 starts in a week. I think 3 fairly decent displays as well. Maybe again the Burnley one was a bit weak, but yesterday I actually thought he played really well as well. Got a great assist for the first goal. I actually think it was a constant threat down that left-hand side.
He was
finding
I was very
space.
happy with Ryan, and he even should have had a goal yesterday.
But what do you think? Yesterday he took off Sessegnon and brought on Emerson and put Doherty on the left. Do you think is that a worry? Reguilon was there. Reguilon was there. He didn't bring him on.
Yeah, I mean, I
weird,
was
isn't it?
worried about that. I mean, maybe not worried, but I was confused about that yesterday because I thought because Reguilon's been out for a while, you would think that, you know, against a team with the game's already won, you would think get him a few minutes in his legs.
Yeah, maybe
he'll start the FA Cup game.
Maybe
I don't know.
didn't want to risk him. I don't know. I thought it was very strange. He didn't bring him on. Doherty's interview. I don't think we can show, unfortunately. This one as well. The Sergeant Honey, gimme a ginger from Sweden.
Number 21, his name is
Kulusevski. He said it already slaps though.
It does.
The 100%. It's a great tune. And there it is. What's this? THFC songs have a new song.
Kulusevski song to Wonderwall.
Wonderwall, because maybe now that we've got Kulusevski, he'll cross the ball and help
Tottenham score.
I think I prefer the other one, but it's still decent.
Me
And this one is see what Cheltenham tweeted. This is brilliant.
Yeah, I saw that.
give me a striker from Tottenham.
Apparently, Keon Atete and Troy Parrott came under big praise this weekend.
Yeah, MK Dons. Maybe I didn't like it, but MK Dons also tweeted out saying Troy Parrott has been magnificent today, which is good to hear.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't score or assist, so he must have really played well.
Yeah.
And actually, he's also, I saw he's now got 4 goals and 6 assists this season.
Oh,
so
really?
it's actually
More of a creator than
not
he is
bad.
a
Yeah, it's actually
scorer.
pretty good for a 20-year-old as well. Low knee, he's starting to regularly contribute goal contributions.
Good.
So that's very good.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
People will see that and think, oh, he should be getting more. Oh, he only does that in League One. But I think it's pretty decent for a youngster. And Atete, how many goals has he got now? It's quite a few for Cheltenham, right? Because I swear, regularly I'm seeing him score.
because he changed loans, didn't he, halfway through the season?
But regularly, I swear, I'm seeing him. Even if it was last season, even if it was beginning of the season as well, I'm seeing regularly getting goals and stuff. Right?
I'll tell you how many goals he scored. Oh, first of all, he scored 2 in his last 2. So in the league, he's only scored 2 goals because he's only played 7 games for Cheltenham because he was at Northampton earlier on.
Yeah, and he was scoring regularly for them, wasn't
He only scored 3 league goals for Northampton, but maybe he scored more in the cup.
Maybe
so
he only assists as well.
3 assists this season for Cheltenham. So 3 goals, 2 assists in 7 games for Cheltenham.
It's very good.
Really good. In the league below for Northampton was 3 goals and 1 assist in 18 games, but he moved up a level because it was apparently a bit too easy for him. I don't know, the stats don't really relate to that, but apparently Northampton was a bit too easy for him, so they moved him up a league.
How old is he?
20.
20, so maybe someone in the future. You know, Kane never didn't break until he was 21, so looking forward to these.
Big, tall striker, strong, physical.
I'm glad these players are doing well. Tottenham tweeted out saying Harry Kelme yesterday, which they try their best to fit that one in, but just about
Harry
Kelme with the magic hat. Newcastle tweeting off from suffering cardiac arrest 8 months ago to playing in the Premier League. It was great to see you back on the football pitch today, Christian Eriksen.
That was the moment of the weekend for me, seeing Christian Eriksen come on at the whole stadium up on their feet. And I didn't see much of the game. I just saw that clip, but apparently he played quite well when coming on.
I saw a few clips, but he played one unbelievable, like half-volleyed pass through to Tony, which that he could have done better with, and that was like okay, that's the Eriksen we know. That was an unbelievable pass. I'm looking forward to see what he can do from now to the end of the season.
If he smashes it out now from now to the end of the season, do you reckon we take him on a free?
If he plays really well, I would take him on a free.
Even out there, he's at 32 at the moment.
Yeah, I think he's I think he could be a perfect player for us in terms of what we need.
32? Yeah, no, he's 30.
30, yeah. So I'll take him if he's up to it and if he can still play at a very high level. I would take him back.
Just turned 30 as well, so
I would take him back 100%. Then there's obviously Tottenham replying to Christian Eriksen coming back on the pitch saying, "Welcome back, Christian," with Eriksen tweeting, "Start the start of something special." So that was really good stuff. EPL Statman with Kane's stats: 52 touches, 5 duels won, 4 chances created, 2 take-ons, 2 fouls, 2 shots, 2 big chances created, 1 goal and 1 assist. His passing was ridiculous. Definitely right there.
100%.
Sky Sports data says Spurs have scored 2+ goals in the opening 15 minutes of Premier League away game since their 6-1 win at Old Trafford.
Wow.
Last season. So not a very common occurrence for Tottenham. Good stuff. Dan Yidvid says Kane really is the best footballer I've ever seen play for Tottenham. He is good at everything. Do you think he's the best player you've ever seen play for Tottenham? And this kind of
We've seen some unbelievable players at Tottenham. We've seen Gareth Bale, who obviously got a world record transfer fee to Real Madrid. We've seen Luka Modric. Luka Modric is hands down the best centre midfielder I've seen at Tottenham Hotspur, that's for sure. We've seen David Ginola, who played at a very, very high level at the time. I think...
I guess it depends what you appreciate.
But I think when you put everything in it, when you're looking at the playmaker, Harry Kane, when you're looking at the finisher, Harry Kane, when you're seeing everything go through him, he's got so many different facets to his game. These players that we're talking about, the Gareth Bale kind of... He didn't have all these facets to his game. He just did one thing unbelievably, and that was score goals and assist goals. Harry Kane does everything. He's the best defender, the best midfielder, the best striker. He's the best everything in the team, so there's definitely a big case for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue against it at the moment. Charlie Parrish says, I know we're often told football is only about trophies, but getting to watch Kane and Son in unison for this long is something I'll bore my grandkids about, just a privilege that they're at Spurs.
Yeah, we just need to see them lifting some trophies, and that will complete the kind of cycle.
Jack Pipper with a bit of a phrase, he says, Harry Kane has been on another level in the last few weeks. I know that finishing is probably the last thing to come back, although today wasn't bad. But in terms of overall performance, fitness, skill, intelligence, he's been remarkable.
Yeah,
there's always a moment in every season when we ask, is Harry Kane back? And even that took a bit longer than usual to come around this season for obvious reasons, but it's clearly true now. It's not just to do with the change in manager, but the difference between Nuno's Kane and Conte's Kane is like 2 completely different players. Before the usual suspects say that he was actually better under Mourinho, well, yes, he was very good, but I think he's fitter now, and I also think he exudes even more of that authority you see from a player on top of his own game. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Every single word I agree with. I think he's playing at the top of his game. I mean, I asked you the question before, do you think it's the best Harry Kane? I personally believe it is the best Harry Kane. Under Jose Mourinho was very close. I mean, everything went through him that season. I mean, best playmaker, best goals. But this version, I mean, it seems like a complete different beast, actually. I think he's unbelievable.
Yeah, I think this Harry Kane is a lot more authority when in terms of holding the ball up and brushing people off, and maybe his dribbling ability as well is a bit higher than last season, where it was very much looking for a quick pass.
Seems like he's got a bit quicker as well.
Yeah, definitely. Last season, he wasn't. Maybe I don't know. I'm not saying he was slow, but definitely that pace has come back a bit. Jonathan Veal, another brilliant performance by Harry Kane, again proving himself to be Tottenham's best defender, midfielder, and striker. Yeah. What a player! The Premier League tweeted out the attacking threat thing, showing a ruthless attacking display by Tottenham. And as you see, the attacking threat, the second half we dominated, but first half it was kind of like we just ruthlessly picked them off. It wasn't a case of chance after chance. It was just we created very good quality chances and were able to put them away.
Exactly.
The XG map. Look, it was interesting. Leeds actually had over 2 XG according to the Kelly graphics, but Spurs having 2.5. A lot of that was due to Dallas, though. That was probably a very high one. But definitely something to look at.
Literally a 1 XG.
Yeah, probably. Should have been. It was an open goal.
Yeah.
Richard Holmes says, I had a dream last night that Doherty scores against Leeds tomorrow.
This is the one I liked last night. I was cracking up at this last night.
It was a very strong dream, like it actually happened. I've got a weird thing, which dreams that feel like that, and they often come true. Get on him, anytime goal scorer.
Yeah, so it's funny. I read this thread last night, and a few people replied to it being like, oh, I got on him. Thanks for this. I got on him.
This guy had a dream that, this was tweeted before. Yeah. Right, that's so funny. Brilliant stuff. Spurs website, I'm not complaining whatsoever about how the hell did we get away with this.
Yeah.
And this is Dallas. This is the position he was in. How did he not score from this position? How can I say, look, Davis isn't even there. I don't see Davis, not even in the picture. How did they not score from this?
Yeah.
I'll never know. We've just got away with that. The extra inch again says, I'm seeing that there's still a lot of negativity and self-loathing amongst the Spurs fans, even in victory. Our mentions on Twitter more generally, folks saying, sure, Sessegnon played well, but is he good enough? Doherty winks aren't up to it. These players aren't perfect. Most of our players are flawed, some more than others. Maximising the good bits is what Conte is paid to do, using them effectively in line with their strengths. It's why I liked Doherty's selection yesterday. They all have roles to play. There is a possibility to be positive about Spurs right now, especially compared to where they were under Nuno. Fourth is still in sight, especially if we beat United. We're still in the FA Cup. Kulusevski is a fantastic signing. Romero is our best centre-back since peak Alderweireld. It'll cost you absolutely nothing to allow yourself a glimpse of that. You can do whilst still thinking the overall stewardship of the club is bad. And if you do, I urge you to do something about it rather than just whinge on Twitter, make everyone else feel as bad as you. Do you feel there's too much negativity around this fan base? Do we need a bit more positivity, or are we just being realists by pointing out all the problems?
It's a hard one because any time and every time we get positive and start getting confident about this football club, they slap us in the face.
We get shat on by a performance
every
like
single
Burnley.
time. So it's hard because what people are doing by being negative after a win is they're kind of
protecting themselves,
putting a shield up in front of them, and it's hard to say that's not a right thing to do because every time we do get confident and positive, they literally just throw it back in our faces. So I kind of agree with this in one way, but then
does the constant negativity get a bit draining? And
it does.
So sometimes people
does.
want to be positive, and they get like people trying to drag them down with negativity, and that gets a bit draining.
I agree with this to a certain extent, but every time, and it's happened to me. I mean, it happened to me after the Man City game. It happened to me after the Leicester and Brighton game. That Leicester and Brighton game, because I thought we had turned a corner after that Leicester and Brighton game, because two really good displays. And then to follow it up with those two defeats, I mean, everyone was so confident after those two games, and then just threw it back in our face. Literally, threw it back in our faces. So it's hard to, after a good performance, like we need to see it backed up over a sustained amount of time.
But I think what about this point where he says you should allow yourself a glimpse of positivity. You can still have that whilst thinking the overall stewardship of the club is bad. Do you think like sometimes because this club is so focused on the owners and all this kind of stuff, like that's a lot, it dominates a lot of the discourse, but are you like if you think the ownership's bad, which a lot of people do, like we don't, and we're not fans of the ownership either, but should you allow yourself to be positive about the team, even 100%. Though that, should the two be mutually exclusive?
No, I mean, no, I think that he's spot on here, that you can still feel positive and still have these owners in charge. Just because everyone has their own feelings about the owners. We've made it very clear on our feelings in the past. But it does get very tiring and very just too much for your head when that's all anyone ever talks about. Levy this, Levy that, football, Levy this. Exactly. And I think that at this moment in time, there's not a lot that... I know everything that's happened in the past with the ownership and that this is why the team is in the state it's in. But right now, in this current moment in time, the ownership doesn't make a difference to anything because we've got the squad that we've got now and we just need to progress as a football club from now until the end of the season. And then maybe if things don't go our way in the summer, we can refocus our attentions to the ownership. But right now, we need to come together as a fan base and we need to make it a bit more of a positive atmosphere going from now until the end of the season.
Good points being made. Matt Doherty has contributed to 20 goals in his Premier League career, 9 goals, 11 assists. His opener against Leeds was his first goal for Tottenham, and hopefully there's more from that. And Henry Wright, big up to Henry Wright, big up he was on the watch along yesterday, and he says, just a daily reminder that Kulusevski is only 21 years old.
Yeah. And
it's hard to realise that when he's plays with such maturity in his game.
He's one of those... experienced 21-year-olds, and he plays like it. He's got physique. I mean, he's the same age as Brian Hill, pretty much. And look at the difference in physicality between the two. It's just a night and day, isn't it? Complete night and day.
What's someone tweeted us? One sec, I'll just take a look at this. Is someone's asked, is this realistic? Really generic user. I love that name. He says, thoughts. Current points 42. Beat Everton, draw against Man United, lose to Brighton, beat Newcastle, beat West Ham, lose to Villa, beat Brighton at home, draw with Brentford away, draw with Leicester at home, lose to Liverpool away, beat Burnley at home, beat Norwich at home, and beat Arsenal at home. That's 67 points. Would that be enough for fourth? How many losses is that? 1, 2, 2 losses to put you now in the end of the season against Liverpool and Brighton. Well, would 67 points be enough? It's touch and go whether 67 points would be enough. It's touch and go.
I don't have my crystal ball with me today.
I think in the past 3 seasons, it's been about 69 points, about 68 points. So it's touch and go whether 67 would be enough. Is that a realistic set of results? Fairly, I would say. That's 3 losses, actually. You're saying we're going to lose to Villa as well.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? I think that would be a good haul for us, though, if we did get that, and it puts.
If you offered me 67 points right now, I'd probably take it. I'd probably, because after 4 defeats in 5, there was even a doubt we would be in a top 6 challenge at that point. So if you're saying there's even a 30% chance we're going to get top 4 with that amount of points, would I take it? I'd be like, yeah, I would roll the dice. Why not? Because as long as we're in for a fight, it's better to be in the fight than not than out of it. All right, that's all for Twitter for now.
All right, so that is how Twitter reacted to the game last night.